Savita and you are welcome in my channel ATP Biology classes. Today's topic of discussion is development of female gametophyte. Before going to see the development of female gametophyte, we will see what is megasporogenesis. Megasporogenesis is the process of formation of haploid megaspore from the diploid megaspore mother cell. That is one of the nucellar cell in the nucellus. Okay, that is known as the megasporogenesis. So what exactly happens is the nucellar cells, which are nothing but the parenchymatous cells. One of the nucellar cells that becomes distinct, and that is a diploid one, that diploid megaspore mother cell or the nucellar cell. That from that nucellar cell, the diploid nucellar cell forms the haploid megaspore, which is that process of formation of that haploid megaspore is called as megasporogenesis. Now, what happens further? For the formation of female gametophyte or embryo sac. Female gametophyte can also be called as embryo sac. Embryo sac. So, let us see how does it happens, how embryo sac forms. As I told you that diploid megaspore mother cell means one of the nucellar cell becomes distinct and which is said to be as a megaspore mother cell. That is a diploid cell. It undergoes meiosis process. In first meiosis, this single cell will form two cells, and again the second meiotic division will take place and the four cells will form. So this is how by two meiotic divisions, four haploid megaspores will form from this diploid megaspore mother cell. Out of these four haploid megaspores, these three will degenerate. They get abort, and only one of the cell that remains, that survives, okay, which is called as haploid megaspore or the first cell of female gametophyte. This haploid megaspore or first cell of female gametophyte. Why am I saying first cell of female gametophyte? Because from this single female gametophyte, from this single cell, the complete embryo sac is going to form. Right? So what happens with this first cell of female gametophyte? That is haploid megaspore. This grows in size by acquiring the nourishment from the nucellus, and that becomes bigger in size because of the growth of that cell. And next what happens? The nuclear mitotic division starts there. Means the karyokinesis. Means mitosis is there but only nucleus is dividing by the process of karyokinesis, and the cytoplasm will divide later on. So what happens in the first nuclear mitotic division, means first karyokinesis, that single nucleus will divide and will form two nuclei. In the second nuclear mitotic division, means in the second karyokinesis, from these two nuclei, four nuclei will form. Again, the third nuclear mitotic division will take place, means third karyokinesis will take place, and from these four nuclei, the 8 nuclei will form. So this is how three successive nuclear mitotic divisions will take place. Three successive karyokinesis will take place inside that single cell itself. And what happens later? These out of 8 nuclei, 4 nuclei, they goes towards the polar region. One toward the chalazal end, another one means these 4 nuclei will reach to the chalazal end and 4 nuclei will reach to the micropylar end. That is, these are the two polar regions. Next what happens? Out of the 4 nuclei, from each poles, one nuclei that migrates towards the center. Right? This is the migration of polar nuclei. Why we are calling it polar nuclei? Because they have been migrated from the polar region or from the poles. From this pole, one will come. From this pole, the one will come. Now, after this, the cytokinesis will take place. Means the division of cytoplasm will take place. Means so the cytoplasm starts to gather around the nuclei. They will form 3 cells at this end, that is at the chalazal end, and 3 cells at the micropylar end. And in the center, one more cell will be there, which is diploid cell. Right? These 6 cells will be haploid one, and this one will be the diploid cell. Next, what happens? These cells have been named, they have been given the special names. The cells which are at the chalazal end named as the antipodal cell, and the cells towards the micropylar end, they are having different names. Means the center one is called as egg, and the supporting 2 cells to that egg are said to be synergids. Together, this is called as egg apparatus. Together, this is known as egg apparatus. So this is, and the center one is the secondary nuclei or the definitive nucleus. Secondary nucleus or the definitive nucleus, which is diploid. Now, these are the red colored hair-like structures are present in these synergids. They are said to be filiform apparatus, and their role is to direct the pollen tube towards the egg during the fertilization process. This complete structure is called as female gametophyte or embryo sac. So, this mature embryo sac is containing 7 cells and 8 nuclei. 7 cells means which cells? These 3 are the antipodal cells, these 3 are the egg cells, and 2 are the synergids, and this one is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. There are 7 cells and there are 8 nuclei. Why? Each nuclei from the antipodal cell, synergid and egg. There are 6 total, and here in the secondary nucleus there are 2 nuclei which fuses later on. Right? So this is how there are, this embryo sac is 7 cell and 8 nucleated structure, and this is formed from the the development of embryo sac is a monosporic development. Why? Because it develops from the single megaspore, or you can say that from the single spore. That is why it is called as monosporic development. Mono means single, sporic means from the single megaspore here. Now, it is what kind of nature it is having? Embryo sac is the endosporous in nature. Means it is developing inside the single megaspore. Complete embryo sac has been formed inside that spore, inside that megaspore. That is why it is called as endosporic in nature. And this embryo sac is colorless. So this is all about the development of female gametophyte. I hope you like and you understand this video. If it is so, please click the like button and share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.